So we had 5 little cubs born, 12th of August. They're now 6 weeks of age. They're growing so fast. They're growing rapidly, like they're going to be big before we know it, but we've got to try and remember to take every day as it comes at the moment, because they're not going to stay this tiny and cute forever. But they're going so well. We're so pleased with their growth and development. They were weighed yesterday and their weights are wonderful. They're ranging between 5.5 and 6.5 kilos, which is just fantastic for such a big litter. So Mum Maya is just so wonderful. She's a very protective mother. She's probably, out of all the mothers that I've experienced, from lions to snow leopards to tigers, I think she's one of the most protective mothers that we've had. She always wants to be with the cubs, and she literally leaves them only for her breakfast and her dinner, and then she's straight back to them. She just really is so protective and so wonderful with them. And that's great news for us, because they've got a massive big habitat to go out into in a few weeks' time, and we need a mum that's really going to keep her eye on all 5 little ones as they run around and explore. But in terms of their growth and development, gee, they're growing so fast. They're changing all the time. So at 4 weeks, we started to see some play behaviours from them. So they started playing with mum and doing a little bit of mouthing on each other. Now they play and wrestle all the time. They're investigating new things in their environment. And just the other day, they took their first little bite of some meat. So that's their next big step. The next big progression is that they're going to start to move off mum's milk and start to move onto meat. So around 5 weeks of age, we saw them climbing out of their nest area. So previous to that, mum was picking them up and taking them out, but we actually saw them start to climb out. So put their little heads over the edge of their nest and climb out. And as soon as they did that, of course, you can imagine they were not staying in that nest for much longer. They were jumping out at every opportunity. So now they spend a lot of time out of the nest. Maya will sometimes take them back into the nest, where she gets them to just rest, where she knows they're all in one space and she doesn't have to be keeping an eye on multiple areas. But more often than not now, when they're awake, they are out of that nest and they're exploring either inside the building, so inside their holding area they're exploring, but they get to go out onto grass as well. So every day between 9:30 and 2:30, they go out into our grassed holding area, and that's in preparation for when they make their big debut out on the major habitat. It's such a wonderful experience having cub cam. It's the first time that we've done anything like this. Normally it was just for keepers, just to watch all of these amazing things happening and unfolding before our eyes, but now everyone gets to see that. So we're excited, we love it. So I think it's so wonderful that we can share this, such an important time for these little cubs, share it with a wider community and, get everyone involved in their lives. And we've already had people writing in and telling us, that they've noticed this little cub doing this behaviour or this little cub doing that behaviour. And people are keeping a really watchful eye on Maya and how she's caring for them, and also, the antics of these little babies.